We got a few Glenn Beck clips. Here's the first one. Here he says Obama's a communist puppet. He's talking about Obama visiting Cuba.
Okay.
It's
what a twit.
Did you see where Fidel Castro, or Raul Castro, held the president's arms up?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know what was going on there. That was weird.
Using him as a puppet.
I must have watched that.
So weird.
That's a good explanation.
Yeah,
I watched that thing. I bet you 20 times, and I still
just
can't
control
figure out
Obama's every
exactly what
movement.
happened.
The emasculation of the president.
This
emasculation of the president.
I hate to do this again with another Glenn Beck video, but the way this fucking video is shot, why is his guest sitting like and being shot from a low angle on a desk covered in moldy old tomes and a skull? Is it fucking Halloween over at Glenn Beck Studios?
I don't understand.
Why is he controls it?
Why is
I think he controls
Why
this
is he
shit.
sitting like 20 feet away from Glenn? Or at least that's how it looks, the way they shot it. It looks like they're fucking talking to each other from across the fucking room.
You know what it is? I bet you this whole thing is entirely controlled by Glenn Beck, and whatever he wants, however he wants it done, is how they do it, even if it makes no sense to anyone else, including the audience.
Ugh. But yeah, fucking.
It was showing I have control of that. There is nothing. Look, stand up, Jeffy. There is nothing. There is nothing. If I am trying
He's your
to
fucking
intimidate
puppet.
somebody,
Stand up.
right?
Stand up, Jeffy.
If you're trying, hang on. If you're trying to intimidate somebody, what do you do?
Hang on, Jeffy. Hang
You
on.
walk right.
He's his fucking puppet. He's just Glenn Beck's bitch. Now, hang on.
This guy looks like the Uhuru ally white guy, dude.
So I have a question. Where was Glenn Beck fucking when George Bush was holding hands with fucking the Saudi princes and shit?
That's fine, dude.
Yeah, I mean, George Bush was going to China and hanging out with big shots in China, too, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, like,
a communist regime?
The president fucking goes around other countries and meets with their leaders and shows them fucking respect. That's part of his fucking job, you retard.
And I think most people agree that, you know, the poor diplomatic relations that we've had with Cuba have passed, and now it's time to get along, especially since they're a country that's so close to ours, and we have so many Cubans that live in the United States.
90 miles away.
Like
I mean,
once again, it's just look at this shot. Like, it's dark. Like, I don't even know much about making like YouTube videos and shit look good, but it's not lit. Look at him. Like, it looks like it was shot with like a handheld camcorder in somebody's fucking dark living room. Like, what is he going for with this fucking aesthetic?
What about some kind of weird secret passage behind him too?
What about that? What about that fucking vest?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. He's just like, prior to the show, he's like, "Oh, all right, guys, we're gonna put Jeffy at the spooky table. I'm gonna go get my hunting vest. Let's do this." You're like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm gonna go fishing after the show, you know.
Into their space, their
Fly
personal
fishing.
space, right? And that intimidates, and that shows I'm aggressive. Remember, what's his name that lost?
No, you're not intimidating at all.
Oh, shit.
Like, literally not at all.
Glenn gets up in your face. Whoa, Glenn, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. I was just kidding.
I mean, like, put him on the list of people who I'm the least afraid of. I mean, like, he's got to be...
Okay, Ben, so you're saying if Glenn Beck walked up to you right now, like, go time, Ben, you wouldn't just cower in fear?
No. I mean, not unless he had a gun or something.
Which he may. He is a Republican.
Yeah, yeah.
I would say, like, you know, UFC fighter Glenn Beck. I mean, seriously, guys, he would knock the fucking shit out of you in no time.
Okay.
To Lazio that lost to Hillary Clinton because he took 2 steps towards her.
Oh, right.
Okay? You step into that space. If I want to show not only can I intimidate, but I control somebody, I then grab their hand and I just hold it up.
He's your fucking puppet.
Look at that.
Yeah, like you're doing to poor Jeffy there,
Jeffy
man.
is your fucking puppet, Glenn.
Leave Jeffy alone.
Poor Jeffy. Look at him.
Hashtag free Jeffy.
Jeffy is like the Paul's ego of Glenn Beck's show.
Uhuru, Jeffy. Uhuru. Can I get an Uhuru?
Look at that limp-wristed piece of shit, too. Jeffy is like Glenn Beck's lover. Dude, we've already proven Glenn Beck is gay, and that limp wrist proves that this fat fuck is gay. They must be gay together.
Jeffy, get some self-respect. Come on.
And it's not like Jeffy is there because of his merits or anything, you know?
If I'm not a friend of
Look
yours,
at Jeffy's face.
If you're a friend, you can do that. If you just met,
He's Glenn's
you don't
puppet.
grab somebody's arm and just kind of hold it up and play little
That guy's
games
your
with
slave.
it. He's showing.
Jeffy is your fucking slave.
What was he actually doing yesterday?
What was he doing?
Oh, now the vest is buttoned up.
You know it's serious now.
Yeah.
Right. That Castro in his space, reaching over, and grabbing his arm, showing I have control of this guy. We are one with another. His mask came off.
One world order.
He's a Marxist. He believes in communism. As Ron Brown said, we all...
Obama is a Marxist. That's why he that's why he let all the Wall Street fat cats off the hook for the crash. That's why he's been extremely friendly to big business. You know, it's all because he's a fucking Marxist.
They've been saying it for years.
I mean, come on. Obama is a crony capitalist, just like every other president we've had since fucking time immemorial.
Plus, he's on his way out. It's like, why even go into this?
Yeah, it's just like, you know, you could stop lying now. He's already going. He's going away.
Yeah, he'll be gone in less than a year.
You know, you need to start scaling back your Obama lies and start ramping up your Hillary lies.
Well, that'll be easy for them.
No, because they won't attack Hillary for the shit that's actually wrong with her. They'll make up bullshit.
Oh,
this shit won't be going away for at least 2 or 3 fucking election cycles. Like, Obama's gonna be their main fucking point of attack for at least, 8 years.
You think so? You think still? I mean, even...
Look how long they trotted out Clinton.
That's true.
How long was Slick Willie Clinton the bane of every Democrat? You know what I mean? Like, they still bring up Clinton.
Yeah, they still trash him, yeah.
You guys see that awesome video of Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush Sr.? George H.W. Bush, I should say. Talking about immigration issue, and they're, Ronald Reagan's like, we need to have more open borders, and, and George H.W. Bush.
Compassion.
Like, yeah, we need a compassionate approach and all this. This is when they're in a debate against each other. That's what a Republican debate looked like back in the fucking 80s.
Well, Reagan did do an amnesty.
Yeah, he did. But all these Republicans that already thought of as Reagan-esque are like, yeah, build a fucking wall.
Oh, you know what they say to that? It was a different time.
It was different times.
It was different. Reagan was right, but it was a different time.
Reagan was right then, but now he's wrong.
Yeah, no, they say if he saw the situation today, he would agree with them. That's what they
would say. Of course he would.
He's dead, so of course they can say that.
Yeah, he's like Jesus.
This dead guy would have agreed with me if he were still alive.
Okay, remember also, this is the party of Lincoln. They love to try. We're the party of Lincoln.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's like, give me a fucking break, man.
All pretty much agree. Ron Brown was part of this administration. We all pretty much agree with Mao. The guy is a Marxist communist. And that's exactly what Castro was doing, holding his arm up, because they're buddies. But Barack Obama knew, I can't show that to people. And he became a puppet of a communist dictator.
Yep. That's what happened.
An awkward old man that's been living in a society cut off from the Western world for the last fucking 80 years.
Well, really just from America.
Did something weird, and Obama didn't know how to fucking react right away.
Puppet.
He's a puppet.
He's a puppet.
They've been friends forever. They've been pen pals.
Obama's made millions of dollars off his books. If he was a communist, why would he take any of the money or even ask for money?
He's a hypocritical communist.
Yeah, I mean, Obama likes money just like anyone else.
But more importantly, why has he been such a friend to fucking big business in America if he's a fucking Marxist? It makes no sense.
Oh, that part is clearly false. Dude, you've heard that I've heard that in Louisiana since he was elected. That, oh my God, Obama's a fucking communist, come to take all our rights and freedoms and guns away.
He had 8 years to do it, and he ain't fucking done it.
I mean, it's obvious why not. It's just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that shit. All right, a little bit more Glenn Beck bullshit.
I can't believe this is my country. I cannot believe.
First thing I've agreed with him on.
Yeah, I can't either.
History will record. They will record us exactly the way every other civilization has gone. And our great-grandchildren and our grandchildren will look back on this time. I hope I'm dead before my grandchildren say, what were you thinking? What were you doing? What did you do?
Well, hopefully they're watching these videos and saying that. Like, what was wrong with him?
If I was his grandchildren, what he really should be hoping for is that he doesn't live long enough to see his grandchildren change their name out of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be associated with this.
I was gonna say, dude, there's a pretty high chance that anybody that's related to Beck in the near future is gonna look back and say exactly what he fucking just said. What the fuck were you doing? What were you thinking? Like, why were you wearing a fucking hunting vest and sitting at a table covered in skulls? Like, what the fuck was this?
Who wears a hunting vest over a fucking, like, he's wearing like a hunting vest and then like a collared button-down shirt
I think
and a tie.
I think it's safe to say none of us are the most fashionable people, but even we recognize like how little fashion sense Glenn Beck has.
He has like anti-fashion sense. It's like he's purposely dressing as horrible as possible.
Isn't this show here on like The Blaze or whatever it is?
Yeah, it's basically owned by him.
Glenn Beck, you are out of control. You know, when you dress like that and no one says anything, you have surrounded yourself with yes men.
He's the boss.
Dude. You've surrounded yourself with yes men.
Do you think Glenn Beck would take any sort of dissent? Look at this guy. I mean, behind the scenes, this guy's a slick businessman. Anyone that disagrees with him is gone. Like, oh, you're and Glenn are on the same page. You're gone.
Dude, look at him right now. Look at him right now. You know what would go good next to that portrait of Lincoln? Some green roses. Boss, roses don't come in green. Dye 'em, faggot! Give me green roses! What is this set, dude? What is this?
It's like a dark
green roses
weird psyche.
Paint him, I don't give a shit!
He's got a fucking American eagle, a portrait of Lincoln, some green roses, a weird desk with some dusty tomes and a skull, a fat fucking malleable love slave that he just keeps in his fucking Jeffrey.
Malleable love slave.
Jeffrey, agree with me now.
Oh, we love you, Glenn. That's right. I love him, Glenn.
I don't want to have to answer for everybody else.
Do you think that guy literally washes Glenn's balls for him?
Us from history.
Like literal ball washing. Like Glenn pulls him aside like, you're going to wash my nuts or you're fired.
Jeffy, get in here and clean out all this Fromunda cheese, Jeffy. Dude, get in here and clean it out.
Based on Jeffy's fucking body language and shit, I think he's the one going to Glenn. It's like, please, master, give me a lick of them balls.
Few generations, because they will be too ashamed of us.
Jeffy is off to the side, jerking off during this whole rant.
Crisis, putting yourself
so beautiful when he gets on tangent. Oh.
Think about who you were in 2008 and what you believed.
Yeah.
You believe the stuff in 2008 that you believe today? Do you even want to believe the stuff you believe today?
I pretty much did, yeah. I would say that I'm pretty close to where I was in 2008.
Yeah.
I'm pretty far from where I was in 2007, though.
True.
But you know it's true.
Oh. I know
How much history have you learned in the last 8 years? How many things do you look back and say, man, we were stupid. How did I fall for that? How did I not see that coming? How much of the things that you think politically did you learn in the last 8 years? You know why you did? You know why you did? Because a lot of people lost their jobs. Because there was a Marxist who was literally used as a communist dictator's puppet yesterday.
He was literally used as his puppet.
Yep. Yes. Dude,
Raul Castro,
so Obama caused the crash and recession and everything?
Yeah, strings to
Obama's tan.
Obama's like,
stood above him.
Okay.
Wiggling the planks.
I'm gonna dance for this communist dictator. Yeah.
I've got no strings to hold me down.
More us than fucking Jeff Goldblum, dude.
Yeah.
I got some strings.
Ben's is the best.
Oh yeah.
When Castro takes our president's arms and holds them up like a literal puppet, that is why you started to learn things.
Yeah.
Our children and our grandchildren.
Wow. That's what the real knowledge is. It's not actually fucking reading the laws that are passed or studying where the fucking income is going or looking at any sort of facts or data or anything like that. Where you really get the true information is, man, Raul Castro or whatever the fuck his name is just lifted Obama's arm up. Obama is literally his puppet.
Well, the conservatives pretty much rely totally on people being uninformed, uneducated, and just like totally in the dark and willing just to listen to them. I mean, if you're within this kind of Glenn Beck-esque system where it's like you just listen to these conservative mouthpieces, you're going to believe all this shit because that's the main source of information you're receiving. You go, oh, I trust Glenn Beck, so it's true.
Yeah, well, you know, the whole reason why is because, you know, if you go to these people and you're like, okay, let me explain how the entire system is stacked against you, it'll take 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, well, I don't have that kind of time. And then
Obama's a puppet!
Then Glenn Beck shows up, Obama's a fucking puppet, look! Ooh! And then they're like, oh, I understand that quickly and easily. That must be the truth.
Are going to learn about the Constitution. They are going to learn about what freedom really is because they will have lost it. And when they learn what life was really like in America and we threw it away, God help us all. God help us all.
Okay, I mean, let me just be honest here for a second. I lived through the Bush fucking presidency, and I lived through the Obama presidency, and you know what? If I was just one of these people who was like blithely unaware of politics, I wouldn't even have noticed the fucking difference. I mean, as far as my life was concerned, I couldn't even tell. So, you know, take that as you will. But just when you turn your mind off to this shit, it's pretty damn impossible to even notice its effects. I don't really see a significant difference between where we are now and where we were in 2007.
It doesn't feel like we're getting any closer to socialism like you claim.
Yeah, I mean, like, what really happened under Obama's presidency? He passed a fucking insurance mandate, which is not even close to fucking socialism.
Private insurance mandate.
It's a handout to fucking private insurance companies.
Hey, it did expand Medicare and Medicaid to a lot of people.
Okay, fine. So that's a little socialism. But... I mean, other than that, what happened? I mean, I guess the gay rights thing happened.
That was the Supreme Court, though.
Yeah, that wasn't even Obama. So, I mean, I don't know.
Obama supported it, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Once it was popular.
He didn't at first.
Yeah, when it wasn't polling as well, then it was a different story. Oh, well, you know, civil unions. Remember that stupid shit? Civil unions. Just as good as marriage, we just got to call it something different because we want the word.
Yeah, well, it's just like how an actual workable socialized medical system almost happened, but then we renamed it to an insurance mandate. You know what? Instead of like reforming this broken system, let's just force poor people to purchase insurance from the same fucking insurance companies that are running the fucking whole thing into the ground. Sounds awesome. What a rebranding.
It is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Bush would have been applauded if he'd have passed Obamacare.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, the Obamacare, people forget that the genesis of Obamacare was the Heritage Foundation. This was initially when Hillary Clinton was pushing for universal health care as the first lady in the 90s.
Right.
The Heritage Foundation put out the Republican counter-proposal to what was going to happen, and it was essentially Obamacare.
Right, and Mitt Romney used a similar model for the state-sponsored insurance in Massachusetts.
It's beyond
when he was governor.
It's beyond similar. It's practically identical.
Yeah. So one of the biggest boogeymans that people like Glenn Beck get to invoke for the next 20 years, Obamacare, is basically a conservative fucking idea.
Yes.
And it passed a conservative Supreme Court twice.